Ms. Mae Romero Do-Thanh holds a humanities degree with a professional certificate in development education. But she took a path much different from her education. As a businesswoman, she followed her passion to be in the beauty industry. She established her business, the Branding Room in Dubai, to serve women who aspire to become more confident of themselves. Let's meet the woman of the hour, Ms. Mae Romero Do-Thanh. Welcome to the program, Ms. Mae.
Thank you for inviting me, Tita Sonia.
I'm so glad you accepted. Let me start by asking you about your parents.
Okay.
Your father is a respected business leader in Pampanga and in Central Luzon. I wonder what influence he made on you, specifically your decision to engage in business rather than pursue another career path.
I think it's always been something that he ingrained in us. He believes in entrepreneurship a lot. And he kept on telling us that one of the ways for anyone to achieve great success is to be an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So I think since it's our way of life, growing up, knowing that he has established his business and then my mom alongside him, like it's just, it somehow comes naturally for us. It's either we would join the family business or we would establish a business of our own.
You resemble your mother a lot. She's a beauty queen in her own right. Your mom is also a businesswoman. She's also into painting, and she acts in theater. She sings, she dances very well. So I wonder, ano yung mga nakuha mo sa kanya dun sa creative side naman na yon?
Yeah, I think all of us, not just myself, kami pong lahat, I think there's some kind of like creative side. We kind of like doing knickknacks and arts and crafts and stuff like that, which I think like we got from my mom because she also likes doing those like the ones that she says na makalakote. She likes embroidery, she likes beadwork and stuff like that. So although we don't do that kind of stuff that she does, but I think like we got influenced by what she does, like those little knickknacks. So we end up doing them as well at our homes.
What made you decide to live in Dubai?
Yeah, I actually left because I was trying to run away from my life. I wanted to experience something different because ever since I graduated from university, I worked for my dad. And I just thought that, there might be something out there.
So you worked with Emirates at first?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I worked I didn't stay for a very long time. So I worked for Emirates Airlines for about 2 years as a flight attendant or cabin crew. And then my husband, who I met here, made me stop working. And then so I actually spent a couple of years, a long time actually, being a housewife and raising our children. And then before I ventured out and did my own thing.
I see. And how many kids do you have?
I have 4.
You have 4 kids?
Yeah.
But you have a unique family name. What is the nationality of your husband, if I may ask?
He is by citizenship French, but their ancestry is Vietnamese.
Ang sabi nila, French and Kapampangan's clique. Kasi pareho daw silang pihikan, meron something about Kapampangans and French daw na nagkiklik. Do you agree?
It's possible. I think and I think like yung general belief po na yung mga Kapampangan like believe sa sarili. I think like it's the same kind of culture that they have. Yes,
Tell us about the branding room.
we are changing the business model to become an aesthetic clinic, not just like a beauty lounge. Because before or up to the present, it is a beauty lounge that provides non-invasive cosmetic services. So like facials, body treatments, slimming, and then hopefully in the future, in maybe a couple of weeks, we will be able to do other treatments like injectables and laser hair removal and other services that right now we cannot do with the current license that we have. So hopefully soon we would be able to offer more services to our clients.
Would you say that you went through a lot of difficulties because of your gender and because you're Filipina?
I would say like it would have something to do with it. Not with how I wouldn't say like it's not really related to how one can establish a business, but how one can actually succeed.
That's right. That's right.
Because like I think here in Dubai, Filipinos aren't really known to be part of the beauty industry. Like we are more known to be like working in offices, like as part of the admin department or in hospitals as nurses and other like medical personnel. But like in beauty, unless you are, let's say, for example, like a nail technician or someone who's also like doing hair and stuff, it's not very common. A lot of my counterparts are British and Russians. So it's a little bit difficult to assert yourself. Whereas like people would actually believe that you are just as good as your foreign counterparts because because we're not very known for it.
Merong pagka medyo na typecast tayo sa ibang roles, di ba?
Yes.
And that challenge, I think, is huge enough. Di ba? When you talk about high end, is there a beauty industry to begin with that is really Dubai?
I would not really say that there is, Tita Sonia, but then beauty is like really, really big here. I know that they still get a lot of their ideas from other countries. Currently, like a lot of businesses and a lot of people in the industry are looking up to Korea because a lot of the new technology are actually coming from Korea. But as I've said, like just to go back, like beauty is very, very big here. A lot of people are concerned with how they look and how they are also perceived. And so it's like it like anything that is being done here is like just out in the open. Like it's not a secret. like back home, I think like some people are still gonna be like if they have done Botox, it would still be they would keep it a secret or something like that. But here it's like, oh yeah, I just had Botox yesterday, so they're a little bit more open to it, and it's not, there's no shame attached to the stuff that they do to themselves.
So I think you're in the right place, right?
Yes, in a way, I would think so. I think like people here in Dubai would actually like would actually go to like their doctors or dermatologists or like their estheticians first before they actually would eat at the restaurant. So beauty places would remain open while like maybe some F&B outlets would already close because no one's coming to them. So I think there's that idea that a lot of people, I wouldn't say like because people are vain here, but they do kind of make it important for them to look good, because I think it also has something to do with how people are being encouraged to be the best, like here, because I think it has something to do with the culture that the government is instilling to people, you know, like they want to succeed and exceed like expectations, you know, the vision that Dubai or UAE has. I think it affects how people are going to want to look physically. So people here dress up. It's normal for people to like put makeup on, even if, you know, you're wearing a mask. It's normal for you to like, even if you're just going to the grocery, you would see like people like wearing high heels. You would see people like wearing like nice clothes, and no one would like look at them funny, you know, because it's the norm here.
Marami silang pera. It must be expensive and they can afford it.
Yeah, I think like people here do have quite a bit of spending power.
Yeah.
So I think, as I've said, like putting a little bit of work or emphasis on their physical appearance, like it's already part of their budget. Because they can allocate some of their earnings toward that.
What is the profile of your clientele? Would you have foreigners, natives, men, women?
A women-only facility currently. Hopefully, we can open up to men soon, because we do have a lot of clients who ask us, like, can I bring my boyfriend? Can I bring my husband? Can I bring my gay friend? Or can I bring my friend or something like that? So we do hope that we can open up to men soon. But it's a mix of nationalities for the people who come for our services. So we do have a lot of Filipinas coming in. A lot of them are, we do have some locals, not a lot, because it also has something to do with where we are located. A lot of the people in the community are expats. So it's a mix of like, but I think like the biggest population that we have in our database would be British ladies.
I wonder how you manage to do your role as a mom to your 4 kids.
We have a Filipina housekeeper with us here. I have actually been a housewife for a long time. So I've been a housewife for 8 years. So I actually raised our children first before I did anything. And then currently as well, my husband and I have switched roles because before I was the one who's at home and taking care of everything, taking care of the kids, bringing them to school, cooking food. But currently he's still working from home.
Okay.
So yeah, so his company hasn't asked them to go back to the office. So he's the one who's now taking care of all the duties that I used to do. So which I am also thankful for, because he is able to take care of the things that I used to do.
And I wonder whether you are planning to bring the branding room in Pampanga or elsewhere in the Philippines in the future.
I would love to, Tita Sonia. Like I was actually telling my sister this, like, you know, hopefully we can expand and then put up one back home. I am also encouraging my eldest to become a dermatologist, which I think like she does want to do. So because I told her that it it is complementary to the business. So it kind of makes sense if she does, if she wants to get into the business that I am in, which she is interested in, then it will make sense for her to become a doctor and specialize in dermatology.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, I do want to, and hopefully, like, people would also support it.
I am sure you had to put up huge capital in order to purchase, to import probably the equipment that you are using.
I think that's the difference between doing business here and doing business back home. In this industry, since, as I've said, like Tita Sonia, it's kind of big here. Beauty is big here. We actually have local suppliers, so we don't need to like contact anyone abroad to actually bring the stuff here. Everything is almost readily available here. Aside from fitting out the space that the facility is operating in, the biggest expense would be equipment, because they are, generally speaking, the most expensive stuff in the place.
Yeah, you said a while ago that in your place in Dubai, there is no shame in having, such treatments. So would you say that parang dito sa Pilipinas, medyo matatagalan pa bago natin abutin yung nangyayari dyan pagdating sa beauty industry?
Maybe, Tita Sonia, because I think it's also in our culture, like I think I'm not trying to bring Filipinos down, but I think we actually have a culture of like being a little bit judgy. So I think that it has something to do with it, because here, as I've said, like if you ask someone, and they openly ask this in Facebook groups, can you recommend a doctor for rhinoplasty or something like that, and people would actually recommend someone and would tell their experiences. So basically, it in short, they're saying like, yeah, I've had it done, and yes, he is good, which I think like it's not gonna happen back home. Or I think some people are open to it, but not a lot. So I think unless we change the culture wherein people would be a little bit open-minded, then yes, it might take us a while for us to get to where the UAE or Dubai is now in terms of beauty.
Yeah.
Or even Korea. I think like, because even in Korea, they're a little bit more open with saying like, this is what I've done. This is good. This doctor is good because I've done this and all that. So I think, as I've said, like if people would just be a little bit more open-minded, I think then we can get somewhere better.
How's running a business there? Yung government regulations, kumusta?
It is, I would say that it's not that difficult for foreigners to own a business here. There are companies who can help you set up businesses. There are also consultancy companies aside from company setup or company formation businesses. But of course, like I think in any scenario, even if they would say that yes, it's like very easy, it's like 1, 2, 3. More often than not, that's actually not the case. So we still had to go through certain stuff in order to, first of all, like get our license and get licensed the right way. What is one of the main differences between establishing a business here and establishing a business there is that here a lot of things that you have to do are regulated. So businesses here are regulated. That's why if in your license this is the only thing that you can do, then that's the only thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Unlike back home, you kind of, if as long as you have a business license, you kind of
Yeah.
you're able to like mix and do whatever. You also cannot do businesses here at home.
Mm-hmm.
Only locals, the Emiratis, are the people allowed to have home-based businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So foreigners really do have to either rent an office or put up a shop. You do get inspected regularly by the government because they do want to make sure that everything is up to a certain standard.
Yes.
Because if they are not happy with how things are, they would leave you comments. If you are still not able to abide by the rules, the policies, and as I've said, like the standards, then they do have the power to close you down.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do want to make the country or the city one of the best places to live and
Yeah.
to in the world.
Yeah. They have the money. They have
Yeah.
the resources. Sayang ang resources if they're not going to do what they're doing, di ba? Meron siyang sarili niyang reputation pagdating sa standard. So, congratulations, you made it this far, huh? I'd like to end our conversation today by asking you about your concept of beauty.
Yeah, I do believe that beauty can be empowering, but then it doesn't mean that everyone should fit into the same mold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's really no one standard of beauty. I do feel that beauty is it is a reflection of how you perceive yourself. So if you are confident and you exude that, then you are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that beauty is also a vessel for achieving something that we aspire for. You know, like because as I've said, like it brings about confidence. It can bring about fearlessness, because it can make you feel that you can take on the world. That you can like when you have that, when you feel beautiful, then you're ready to face anything.
There are those who believe that the commercialization of beauty is bad and it disempowers women. But you said that if you are confident that you are beautiful, then you are beautiful. Nobody can tell you you are not, right? Educate me.
I think our role, Tita Sonia, is not to tell people that you should look this way or be this way. It's to us to determine which is the best version of yourself. So
Okay.
basically, like, where do you want to get to? So it's more of like more on. I would emphasize more on positivity than like like if you feel that you're happy where you are, it would actually be up to the person as to how she thinks she would get to the best version, to become the best version of herself. uh, and it is, but in a lot of countries, like even here, when they do adverts, they're very inclusive. They don't they would include like people of different sizes, people of like different color, but I think it also has something to do with as well with how society is here, because everyone is not the same. Like people come from different nationalities and stuff like that, and then like the city or the country is just like embracing that. So there is really no one standard of beauty here, which I hope like back home they would embrace as well, because I think they would still think like the artistas are the only ones who are
Yeah.
gonna be like they are the standard of beauty, whereas like here, you know, like it doesn't matter if you're dark skinned, if you're curvy, if you're short, if you're tall, you know, there's no one standard, which I hope that we can all embrace as well there back home.
Yeah, because it's Dubai is multicultural. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but would you like to leave a particular message to your parents? I know that you talk to them very often kasi meron na tayo may Skype, may FaceTime, di ba? May Messenger, may Zoom. Pero maybe you want to give a special parting message for them specifically, for
Yeah,
Tita
I think they
Agnes and
already, yeah.
for Tito Rene. Yeah.
Hi, mom, dad. Yeah, I think they already know this. We keep on telling them this. Not just myself, but my husband as well. We do thank them for all their support. Um, this couldn't have happened actually if not because of them, because they have, you know, they have believed in us and they have supported us, and then whenever we do need help, they are always there. There are even times that if I do need some advice, because my dad has been a businessman for a very long time, then I do reach out and ask him for, you know, like anything that he can contribute to my thoughts and just to make the right decision. And so yeah, I thank them, you know, for making this happen for us, and I hope that we can make them proud.
Yeah. And they are proud of you. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, Miss May.
Thank
Uh,
you as well.
Congratulations and thank you so much. Maraming salamat. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Tita Sonia.